Hello and welcome back. In this video we'll be looking at pip install and PyPi. So what is pip install? This is a very popular thing that people do when they are coding in Python, right? So whenever we are using certain inbuilt functions in Python, when we require the assistance of certain libraries, we have to install it in our system or the environment in which we are working in. And PyPi is nothing but an index where you can find all the libraries in Python, where you can choose whatever you want, and it will also give you the command to install it, right? So we'll look at that in detail. So here we are in the VS Code, right? So on the bottom tab, right, so I have made this bigger, so this is how it'll generally be. On the bottom tab you can see 4 different headings here, right? So there's problems, there's output, there's debug console, there's terminal, and there's Jupyter. So right now what we need is the terminal, right? So if you click on here, so you can have this options for how you want your terminal to look like, right? So this is my terminal, and I will exit. So I'm inside Python, so I'll exit, and yes, here I am inside my terminal, right? So PS stands for PowerShell, so right now I'm using PowerShell as my default terminal, so you can use whatever you want. And C uses ASR is where the and the directory in which my terminal is right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to see if we have pip installed, right? So all we have to do is try PIP, and we'll get this kind of an output. So this actually means this is a help desk for the pip command, right? So pip, after that we have install, download, uninstall, freeze, inspect, list, all these kind of functions that will help us with this pip command. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at the pip install command, right? So what does pip install do? It'll install a library which is full of all the functions that you want to use, right? So how do we know what library do we have to choose, right? So for that we need to take the help of PyPi. So this is PyPi, right? So the Python package index. Okay, so if you're going to search for projects here, and I'm going to search for something called a NumPy, right? So NumPy is basically a package in Python that is used for matrices and arrays, right? So NumPy is very useful when it comes to using 2D arrays and matrices. So if we want to use NumPy, we will look at the version type, and whichever version you want to use, you click on that, right? So in projects you search NumPy, and then here you have this particular project, you click on that, and below you can see the pip command for that particular installation. Okay, so pip install NumPy, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to my terminal, and I'm going to paste it, right? So I already have pip install, I'll just delete that, and I'll paste this, so it stays pip install NumPy, and I'll give enter, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I already have NumPy installed. So what we'll do is we'll look at the uninstall method, right? So we also have pip uninstall. So now I'll uninstall my NumPy. Yeah, so this will work only if you have the package already installed. And so it's asking me a question, it is removing all these. Okay, I'll give a yes, and yes, it is successfully removed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install it again. So before that I'll clear this. So pip install NumPy, right? So I'll give that now, and yes, so this is how it'll look if you're downloading the package for the first time, or if you don't have that package and you're downloading it. So first it'll download all the files that are required for the installation, and then it'll install that particular packages. And yeah, so sometimes you will get this kind of an error. This is not exactly an error, it's just a warning which says this is not on path. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, so now we have successfully downloaded and installed the numpy package in our system. And where is it? It is there in this directory. So wherever you want, you can install it, right? So you can use Windows command prompt commands to like move to other directories. Let's say cd dot dot will move to the previous directory. So inside users, inside Acer, I was there, and now I'm there inside users, right? So I can also give cd Acer and it'll go inside Acer, right? So you can use Windows command to go to that particular directory where you want and use pip install there, so that your packages are installed in one particular place, right? So as to avoid the confusion. Okay. So yeah, I understand that some of you might have a doubt as to how did I install this pip in the first place. So when you're installing Python, right, so in the first videos where I had explained how to download and install Python, there is an option to download and install pip as well along with the Python, right? So pip is very important for us to work with Python. We can't just work with only the already present default Python language, Python libraries and attributes and functions. We might need new ones, and we might also need to, delete the ones that we already have. So pip is very useful in that way. So when you're downloading, there is an option that says download pip as well. So if you click that, so it'll download pip as well. And if you don't, then you will have to install pip manually, right? So you can download pip easily in the internet. And here is an interesting fact, is that if you download Python and if the Python is there on your path, you can actually use pip to install pip, right? So we only have the command, and none of the other pip features will be there if you are not downloading the pip along with the Python. So what you can do is you can use pip install pip, right? So you can do that. I'll show you. So in the terminal, I'll install pip install. Since I already have pip, right? So what will happen is it'll tell me what the latest version is. So I have 22.3 and the latest version is 22.3.1. So I can use this, right? This command that it has given. So I'll copy this and I can paste it here, and that will upgrade my pip to the latest version, right? So some of the packages might not work with advanced pip versions, and you can always downgrade them, right? So you can use pip install and the version of that pip. Okay, so this is about how to use pip install and what is PyPi, right? So I hope this is very useful for you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll meet in the next video.